Hello again, welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. Time for another album anniversary review, and this one's a real oldie. This album, Foreigner's 4 album, turns 40 years old on the 2nd of July. Yeah, an album reaching a big milestone, 40 years old. Wow, and it is seen as a bit of a classic to Foreigner fans. So I have never heard the album in full. I've heard, many of the big hits, but I've never heard the album in full. So to celebrate the album reaching 40, I heard it in full. I gave it a shot last night, recorded my thoughts, gave a ranking out of 10 for every track, and then a final album ranking. So yeah, I did a previous Foreigner album anniversary review, and it's got precisely 4 views. My worst performing video of all time. And there's more than 800 videos on my channel, so that takes some doing. 4 views. Of course, the album is not a well-known one, Unusual Heat, so I guess that has something to do with it. But this album is quite a well-known one, so giving this one a shot. Let's see how this one does. So anyway, yes, so track by track ranking. The album opens with Nightlife. First time hearing this track, absolutely never heard it before. It's nice and upbeat. Typical Saturday night type song. It's sort of got a rocky flavour. The guitar sounds a bit dated. It is 1981, of course. It's quite a nice tune. It's upbeat. It's rocking. It's sort of cool. Lou Gramm. First time we hear him on this album. Sounds cool. Lou Gramm is a legend of AOR singers or hard rock singers from the late 70s and 80s and so on. So I really like Nightlife. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Track 2 is Jukebox Hero, a very well known track which I obviously know. I've seen Foreigner play once with their most recent lineup with Kelly Hansen on vocals, and they obviously played Jukebox Hero. It's a great song, very much a classic. Big chorus, every Foreigner fan loves that one. The solo is killer from Mick Jones. So this one sounded good, although still dated, but it sounded good. 8.5 out of 10. Track 3 is called Break It Up. First time hearing this tune, never heard it before. Lou Gramm sounds awesome on this song. Love the understated little guitar riffs behind the verse. I love the classic piano hits that, all classic 80s AOR songs should have those thudding piano hits. So lovely harmony vocals on this one as well during the chorus. Really like this tune. Glad I've heard it for the first time. I don't recall ever hearing this. Like, I've never heard the album. So 8.5 out of 10 for Break It Up. Track 4 is Waiting for a Girl Like You, which is, it doesn't need to be gone into in much depth. I actually prefer this ballad compared to I Want to Know What Love Is, their other massive 80s ballad. I prefer Waiting for a Girl Like You. It's got a dated feel again, but Lou sings it, he sings it to perfection. He's in his absolute pomp on this one. He's in his A game on this one, Mr. Gramm. So while ballads are not my favourite, I have to rate this one an 8 out of 10 because it's a classy song. Track 5 is called Luann. Hearing this for the first time, absolutely never heard it. Starts with a nice sort of catchy light feel. It's sort of got a sort of mid-tempo-ish light feel. There's no real heaviness to this at all. A little bit schmaltzy on this one, a little bit, I don't know, a little bit cheesy. Could have done with a beefier guitar in it. It is a catchy song though, and it's got a nice chorus, and it grows on you as it progresses. It becomes a little bit more melodic and memorable. But yeah, I was sort of iffy on this track. I like it, and then it's a little bit schmaltzy as well. So in between on that track. So 7.5 out of 10. Okay, now we go to side 2, and it opens with Urgent. It's a Foreigner classic. I mean, they always play it live. Every Foreigner fan I know loves Urgent. It's sort of got this, it's got this cool vibe. It's sort of like got this almost spooky sounding guitar, and then the chorus builds, with the urgent, the word urgent repeated. So it's sort of like slightly tense, the chorus, and then it builds and builds. Very cool. It's got that saxophone as well, which can be a slight turn off to me, but I don't mind it in this song. The saxophone is okay. So Urgent is a great song. It's a classic. 9 out of 10 for Urgent. I have to give it a very high mark. Next track is I'm Gonna Win. Never heard this track before. It starts off with a slow and moody riff, and then Lou Gramm sings a fairly downbeat melody on this one, which builds to a sort of uplifting chorus. The chorus is nice, but I don't know, a little bit unexciting. I found it quite a nice sliding solo from Mick Jones in this song as well, and then the chorus repeats to fade out. I don't know, it's okay, but it's just doesn't really excite me much. Fairly mundane song. So 7 out of 10 for I'm Gonna Win, but it is sort of anthemic as well, so not too bad. Next track is Woman in Black, another slow paced rocker. Never heard this song until this moment. Chorus comes along, it's not bad, but it's a little bit downbeat and unexciting again. Quite a nice solo again, and then the chorus repeats again or towards a fade out. Not bad, this one. 7.5 out of 10. Next track is Girl on the Moon. This one is quite a different sounding track. It's got some very nice gentle guitar strumming, sort of like a semi-ballad, if you will, or pretty much a ballad. Lou sings very cool on this one. The chorus is sort of repetitive, but it's got a relaxed vibe. Like the whole song is very relaxed. The solo is slow and smooth. The song is sort of hypnotic a bit. I can imagine it being played in like a smoky early 80s nightclub. Not a bad song, but not amazing again. 7.5 out of 10. The next track and the final track on the album is Don't Let Go. Never heard this track before. Starts off with a nice upbeat happy-go-lucky feel. The chorus has a female backing vocal, which is a bit different again. It's got a very poppy feel to this track, but it's rather cool overall. I did quite enjoy Don't Let Go, so 8 out of 10 for this one. Okay, final thoughts on Foreigners 4 as it reaches 40 years old. The album sounds pretty dated, I must admit. The production is not the absolute best that it could be. It's okay for the time, I guess. Lou Gramm, he's the star of this album for me. His voice is awesome. He sounds really good. He would have been at his peak here, I think. The album is blessed with some huge hits that we all know and love. And then, it's got a few lesser tracks which are still okay, but nothing that's really wowing me in any way. But this album is seen as sort of one of Foreigner's best albums, I think. So I'm sure amongst the fans it would rate much higher, but my average for this album is 7.9 out of 10. which I would personally round down to 7.5 out of 10, but a Foreigner fanatic might even go up to 8.5 and 9s. I mean, I've read many superlatives said about this album, but after 40 years, I don't know, some of the shine is worn off, you know, it's starting to show its age, as you would expect with a 40-year-old album, but it's still a classic 80s AOR album. Okay, that was my review of Foreigner's 4 album on its 40th anniversary. Stay tuned.